Everyone. How are you doing today? I hope you had a wonderful day and you are watching this at home or at least on your way home. Thank you very much for the support. So, I was asked this morning in one of the comments to our daily financial news, that show we do at 7:30 live together. Why am I so negative on Q4? What do I see? What are my fears? What is really going on and why am I negative about Q4? I mean, why should I be so negative? Q3 is going to be the largest quarter of growth in our GDP ever. I mean, a record that will likely and frankly, hopefully, never be touched. So, how can I be so negative about Q4? Well, there are a couple of reasons, and really, let's be clear, they're fears and concerns. They're not far out panic just yet, but they are fears and concerns. And again, you got to remember what we do on this channel, what I do for you. I watch the consumer. I watch the consumer. And this is what I'm seeing. This is what I have seen the last several Q4s. First, what do you know happens in Q4 every year? Well, of course, it's holiday shopping season. Holiday shopping season is when many retailers finally turn a profit. It is a time of joy. It is a time of spending. It is a time when many consumers go into debt and are shocked when they get their credit card bills in January. So, in short, Q4, historically speaking, has been the largest consumption quarter, and it is going to be a tough compare. And the last decade or so, our economy has been on an upward trajectory. 2019, for example, we had 3.5% unemployment. People were feeling good. I don't think people are going to feel good this quarter. I don't think they felt good much of 2020. I think with the failure, the utter failure of Congress, both sides, the fact that they built a bridge halfway and then failed the American people, we are going to suffer great disappointments in Q4. I believe that yes, there will still be a holiday season. It will just be drastically scaled back. If you follow the consumers and watch what we've just learned in Q2 and Q3, you should see this. When you and I, the average consumer, get nervous, get scared, what do you do immediately? You stop spending. You save. Q2 saw some of the largest savings rates on record. Higher than the Great Recession. I mean, just drastically higher. I believe with all the talk of a second wave, of a contested election, of additional unemployment, we are about to scare the consumers. And where in the past they may have readily gone into credit card debt because, heck, they had a good job, next year was rosy, we're feeling good, I don't think they're going to have that same cheer, that same optimism. I believe, frankly, most consumers will range between slightly concerned and afraid. And that is not a time for great consumption. So I expect what would have been a tough compare to be one that is impossible to reach for most retailers. If you are a big box retailer and your consumption and your model still says you have to get people in your store, you're done. If you are a big box retailer and you have done curbside delivery and other things, and you can find that hot item that everybody needs, you got a chance. If you are a supplier of retail goods and your presence is online, you are going to crush it. You are going to continue to be the winner. The big get bigger. And again, if you're essential, you win. If you're non-essential, you lose. That is kind of the K-shaped recovery in a nutshell. One that I'm happy to say we have been talking about for 6 to 9 months. What's next? I believe a lot of companies are failing us. I think a lot of companies are hoping that Christmas and the holidays brings back consumption. They're living on their final savings. They've cut all the costs. We have owners of restaurants and hotels now manning the the checkout desks and the check-in desks, and they're doing everything they can to consume what's going on. I want to say it again because it's in my notes. Congress has failed us. Congress chose politics over Americans. Congress needs to go. When these Congress people, all of them, all whatever number it is, come up for re-election, they need to be voted out. They chose politics over Americans, and we cannot stand that. Time for them to go on their retirement circuit and write their books. I believe just the sheer mention of second wave, of get your flu shot, of all this other scare stuff that is coming in the media, again, will cause people to slow down. We will once again see less people going to dentists, less people going to hospitals, less people getting their annual checkup. We will just see less, and less. I believe what we are going to see is a rise in consumer savings. As a consumer economy, nothing kills consumption like saving. It's just how the math works. I do not expect us to see the Q2 peaks, but it will make Q1, which I think averaged like 8%, 8.3 if memory serves. We will certainly beat that. It will probably be in the teens somewhere. But again, saving in the quarter that is historically our most consumption, not a good thing. Discretionary spending is going to fall, and it will fall for companies as well. I've already talked about how we are the consumer economy, but don't forget Q4 is a time for companies to spend, holiday parties, gifts, things of that nature. All of that will be shielded or taken away, again, hurting small and medium businesses. My biggest fear, and I've been talking about this for a while, and we will see what happens this Thursday, is I believe unemployment, the new unemployment claims, which has been plateauing or put in a floor around 850, ticks up, and we are over 1 million sometime in October. That will validate a double-dip recession. That will not be good. Going to 1 million unemployment claims this Thursday is probably the only thing that could get us a stimulus plan. I suspect if we post 1.1 million new unemployment claims Thursday the 15th, that you bet your butt Congress will come out of nowhere and suddenly we will have an agreement. But if we post another week of 840 or 820 or 810 and continually slowly grind lower, no stimulus, not going to happen, and we are going to suffer. I believe the vaccines are going to help us. It is going to be start and stop. Just today we had 2 key or critical vaccine trials get put on pause. Now these are very common in trials. They want to make sure that there is no direct connection between the medicine and the event. But we don't know. And this is normal fare, except now these will be played out in the headlines on Wall Street Journal, CNBC, CNN, all of the others. That is going to hit the psyche of the American population. I believe we are about to see large cities, municipalities, start to lay off people en masse. Their budget shortfalls are so large, they can't cut spending enough. They have to cut people. They have to lay off people. It is going to be bad and probably worse than anyone is expecting. Lastly, I believe restaurants, hotels, theaters, gyms, beauty salons, the list is long, the list is painful, are going to give up. I believe they've eaten through their savings. I believe the weather is going to turn cold. I believe there are plenty of municipalities which will make overarching and overreaching decisions to lock down this or that, thus creating winners and losers that they're just going to give up. That's going to be crushing on so many levels. Most importantly, it will kick people into unemployment. Bankruptcies will go up. Landlords of retail establishments will not see funds, and it's going to get messy and messy and messy. So in short, when you ask me why I think Q4 is going to be bad, It starts with Congress failing us. None of this happens, or very little of it happens, if Congress did their job. But because I have no faith in them, I do not believe they will. They believe politics over Americans. We are going to have a nasty W-shaped recession. You know, it's going to be bad. And I think what you and I are going to see first is unemployment claims rise. It will happen this Thursday or next. I think what we will see in the next couple of months is consumer spending is down and savings is up. We will see record bankruptcies in Q4 as people tried to hold on and couldn't make it. This is going to be a hard quarter. It's not going to be any fun. There's an old saying, I think it was an old country song, you know, if you're going to go through hell, just keep on going. Well, I think it's this quarter. I do think we come out the other side with tremendous opportunities. We come out the side with the ability to really prove that capitalist system works and you can rebuild and restart. But that doesn't make the pain that we will feel in Q4 less real. I have heard about many restaurants and businesses that are fourth, fifth generation. They survived, a couple of them, the Great Depression, and they can't survive this because they were not declared essential. It's just terrible. So that's why I think Q4 is going to be bad. Again, my only hope, the only way the chessboard works for me is unemployment claims this Thursday, 2 days away, goes over 1 million. That freaks out Congress. Congress gets a deal done. We move forward. If unemployment this Thursday is sub 850, it'll be just another ho-hum for them, which is tragic. Thinking that 850,000 new claims is ho-hum. It's terrible that we've got numb to that. But if it doesn't get done this week, nothing will get done. The election is too close. There's no way that Congress wants to give the president a win. That's just where we are in the election cycle. So yeah, I don't have many positive thoughts about Q4. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's going on. Maybe I'm reading the chessboard wrong. It happens. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you asking questions. And let me do this hot take with you. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Take care.